Peace be to all. Assalamu alaikum. Omar here, physician assistant, now called the physician associate, doctor of health education, moderately fit, middle-aged athlete, and family man. So October 6th to October 12th is physician assistant / associate day. There's controversies about the name still. But I will tell you guys how I became a PA. So, like many PAs, I was vying for a spot into medical school. I did not know much about physician assistants, which is what we were called at the time. And when I first heard it, it was back in, I think, 1988, when I was a freshman at Stony Brook University, and I met somebody who said he was a physician assistant major. I said, okay, that's nice. And I thought to myself, why the heck would you go to college to be somebody's assistant? That's just dumb. What a waste. So I didn't think anything else about it. And I did have an older mentor, friend of my dad's, who said he was a PA. And when I asked him what that meant, he said, oh, I do everything the doctor does. Oh, what does that mean? I didn't, I was a kid at the time, so I didn't think anything about it. So I did not get into medical school when I applied the third time. So I was like, the third time's the charmer. I did halfway decent on my MPAS, but had mediocre science GPA grades in my classes. Pretty pathetic. But I said, well, I've been accepted to the graduate school at Howard University for genetics. And I'd done a little bit of work in that field, in genetic counseling. I thought it was really fascinating. So I said, well, let me get my master's degree in genetics and possibly the PhD, and then apply to med school again, maybe. But by this time I was engaged to be married, and my wife and I were married in 95, and I was working. Oh, I'd been fired from a biotech job also in 96. So I used to hang out at this place called Writer's Scientific Books. It was near this school called George Washington University. And I met this guy who said he was about to graduate from PA school, but he was studying for his boards. And he was picking all the books that the doctors use, like step 1 and 2 of the USMLEs, United States Medical Licensure Exam, step 3. I was like, well, you're a PA, why are you looking at that? And even a doctor who was an international medical graduate came and asked him if he was a doctor. He said, no, I'm a PA. And he said, well, we got to know a lot of the same things as the doctors know. You're not going to know it in the same depth and breadth, but you gotta know your stuff, so to speak. And a lot of it's on the boards. So that kind of fascinated me. So we exchanged numbers, and he talked to me about a little bit about what he had gone through as a PA student. He was at Howard University at the time. And then the next month, I think I saw in the Washington Post, physician assistants were on the front page. You know, there's a whole story about physician assistants kind of helping with the paucity of primary care physicians. And I read about it. I was really fascinated. And they earned $56,000 a year, which was a lot for a PA back then. I was like, wow, that's big money. But I was more fascinated, well, as fascinated, I should say, that they got to work alongside the doctors and under their supervision, and then with the nurses and the other outstanding staff that help make people healthy or try to save lives. So by this time, I really wanted to go to PA school. That was like, okay, I'm going to do this. That was, I think, in 96. So I took some courses at Howard. I think nutrition. That's all I could afford, was one 3-credit course. And I got in. So that was I interviewed very well. And I didn't tell them that I had applied to to medical school. As I say, I don't even know at this point if I still want to do that anymore. But that's what I did, and I graduated in actually 1999, but our graduation, my certificate says 2000, because we finished our classes in the spring semester of '99. But it's been a great career. I functioned as a clinical coordinator, working for an outstanding program called HUH Cares. That was my first PA job for a whopping $56,000. And then I was an adjunct faculty, and I think that job garnered $24,000 a year, I guess. And it was really enjoyable. I got to teach. That's one of the things about which I'm very passionate. And I got to help improve the quality of people's lives. And then that was grant funded. So when that job, ran its course, I went to a clinic and worked at a clinic in Dramida Transcultural Health, and saw patients there, largely from the Hispanic community. So they were nice to hire me because my Spanish is simpático, as the boss said. And then I worked as a hospitalist, and that's what I've been doing since about 2015, and in also in primary care. Oh, and then I should say I did I actually got to function in the role of clinical research coordinator. So that was very enjoyable. So I've been a teacher, a researcher, and a primary care provider, just in internal medicine, which is just adults. And I've been very blessed and privileged in this career. I even was able to do some of my research as a PA, when I earned my doctorate in health education. But it's been a great career. It's been almost 25 years, and I'm just turned 56 last month. So as I approach my elderly stage of life, there's other things that I would like to do that have been built upon my knowledge of medicine as a PA. And again, it's not the same depth and breadth as a physician, but I'm proud and humbled of what I've been able to achieve by the Lord's permission. So anyway, if you want to be a PA like me, it's a great career. It's worked out very well for me. My most important thing is that I've been able to be around for my children, because they're young adults now. three young men and a young lady. And they humor me by spending some time with me. But you don't get that time back. And my career and educational choices have always centered around my availability for my kids and my wife. Anyway, if you want to be a PA, feel free to reach out to me. You can shadow me. I'll give you some what I hope to be good advice. That's it for now. I wish you guys the best success in your positive endeavors. Take care. Peace.